Hi, kitties. Hey, kitties. It's your buddy. Buddy forever. Oh, some of you already probably know who I am. I may have been your teacher once. I may have suggested to you to read a book. If I told you to read a book called Harry Potter written by J.K. Rowling, I want you to take that book and throw it away. Throw it in the garbage. I'm not even going to make it complicated because I don't want you to hurt yourself as much as you're going to hurt your feelings when you have to throw away something that you loved. You've loved since you were just a wee youngling. You are going to be the best kid in the world when you give up this silly, dumb, silly, dumb, whatever Harry Potter universe. Go watch Star Wars. I don't care. Just anything but like freaking Harry Plopper. I know. I've read all the books. I freaking would read leaked versions of the books because I was so into it. But I have seen the truth of J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling. I've worked for her for a bit. Somehow, I ended up in Florida, and I thought it'd be cool to work at Universal. I thought it'd be cool to open Diagon with all the other Universal peoples, but it turns out it kind of really sucks working in theme parks. Sucks working in general, but we're more going to be ranting about the great J.K. Rowling and her great atrocities that she has been conducting for these past forever. She is a transphobe. Now, I don't talk about trans much. It's hard to really say that in trans people in general. I identify as trans. I am a queer gay man, and but that I can only speak as myself. I can't speak as like a lesbian. I can't speak as transgender or non-binary people or any other marginalized people. But that's the thing about J.K. Rowling. She hates people that are like this. She doesn't like people that try to be different, even though scientifically it's been proven that there are more than two genders, there are different sexualities. There's so much, but people are so stuck in their world of just false ideology, and you don't understand, and because you refuse to understand. It's similar to that other video that I had, or it's pretty much in reference to the video I had of the policemen attacking trans people, or trans protesters actually, and probably some trans people were there as well. But J.K. Rowling is just a big forerunner of the like anti-trans hate. She doesn't ever have anything positive to say about trans people, um, and it's like I have some pages pulled up to kind of outline it a little bit more clearly, because you're not gonna ever see you're never gonna see people try to like ask trans people how they feel because we're silenced. What we have to say is usually, um, it's usually that's very important because it's like no one listens to us, and I feel like if people were listening more, a lot less violence, a lot less hate would be done towards trans people. It's all over the news of trans women being killed, being murdered by freaking just insane idiots that prey on them because they feel that they can, and no one sees it. This is why in other countries, I believe, I might be wrong, I apologize if I'm wrong, but like I think Norway, other countries have been passing laws for protections against trans people. Freaking your greatest president ever, Joe Biden, said to protect trans people. You have NBA players saying protect trans kids. and yet you still have a growing majority of just idiots speaking out against trans people, and it's because we are marginalized. You have big corporations that could pay people to attack us online, to attack us freaking out in public. It doesn't matter. You're always just against us. You can have someone like Chick-fil-A try to make it seem like they're all nice Christian chicken making, when in reality they're giving money to the people that are hunting down black trans women and killing them. That's not a real freaking. That's not a normal society. That's a freaking insane predator evil male mass society. Like, men here are just insane. Look at me. I'm a man, but I'm not out trying to freaking murder somebody who wants to be themselves. I'm not out trying to stop people from dating each other. I'm not trying to look under bathroom stalls to see if little kids have the right body parts like you weirdos are. That is against people's rights to just decide whether or not that they can go to the bathroom freely. You don't have a right to look under a fucking stall to look at somebody. You freaking perverts. You insane freaking people from Tennessee and Kentucky, all trying to pass your anti-trans laws. And because we live in such a crazy gerrymandering society where there's always like crazy stuff, like some places are more are not as bad as others. Like out west there's going to probably be a lot more open trans people in like California or Oregon, Seattle. But over here on the East Coast it's kind of different. It's kind of older folk out here who choose not to understand. They'd rather believe in like Jesus. Like I live in freaking a weird kind of location around Orlando where there's like Christian stuff everywhere. It's just, I mean, there's different religions kind of spread out throughout Orlando, but you have your mosque, but you also have your kind of crazy Christian places, and it's all just, I hate it. I hate religion. I hate religion so much. It's such a false, such a bad way of like feeling safe. Like I could talk about all day about how my family is kind of uses religion as a crutch to make the decisions in your life shouldn't be based on like zodiac signs or what a book says translated by whoever. The Bible's translated in thousands of different languages, versions. None of it is ever really accurate. So you're all believing in nonsense. You're all believing in kind of your own interpretations of already a just failing ideology. Like I stopped going to church so long ago when my mom started allowing me not to go to church just because I don't care. She let me. Mainly after I got confirmed, because I used to be practicing Catholic, but it's just not right now. You have the Catholic Church trying to like speak against like homosexuals or LGBTQ people in general, and you see how bad that is. You see the cops freaking attacking LGBTQ people, and that's not right. So Catholics at the Vatican, like, do you look at that and you see violent? How does that make me want to be in a religion that's like showing violence against people just trying to live their lives? That's not right. That's why religion is so flawed. That's why we shouldn't be so freaking look at the freaking Middle East. Look at Afghanistan, Pakistan. They refuse to accept the polio vaccine that we've had since like the freaking 19 freaking hundreds. Maybe a little later, the polio vaccine was made. Either way, we've made steps towards great discoveries in like making ourselves live longer. Humans used to only live to like in their 20s or 30s because of freaking diseases and shit. But because of science and modern medicine, we've managed to now become just like able to fight that. We've become like stronger, but we always have to be like fighting and kind of adapting and evolving. So when you have things like COVID, which we've had since almost like the 80s or 90s, you have to think about that and think about how long it took to even like make a vaccine. And then you look at the polio vaccine, which we're given from the day we're born. We're given a bunch of vaccines so we don't get diseases and freaking die an early freaking death. We're given a chance at life. But in Afghanistan and Pakistan, as I mentioned, because they're kind of focused on their own like ideologies of their religion, and I don't want to say anything that's going to get my freaking head chopped off, but they believe that a thing like polio is just something that you get. It's like the common cold almost to them. You get the polio, whatever. You can probably get a vaccine in America, but who cares? Allah obviously doesn't think that you need to live your life without polio, so either you're going to live with polio or you're just going to die. Thanks for living in Afghanistan or Pakistan. So religion has just set a whole society back. And that's why in like places like Pakistan and I'm sorry, I mispronounce everything. In places like Pakistan and Afghanistan, they can just be like anti-LGBTQ people because the people over there are like freaking killed. I mean, it's kind of the same here, but over there it's much worse because you can't have people that just like speak out against religion. You can't have people like that over there. Over here it's different. Over here you're allowed to make fun of Jesus as much as you want because it's America. America went away from the British. America went away from the British to get away from the oppression of the religious hierarchy, of the matriarchy over in Britain, London. They wanted to get away from that. So, religion's just kind of stupid, right? Science has made a polio vaccine. Helps you not die. But Afghanistan and Pakistan, I don't know why I got onto that. How y'all doing? Have you heard this? Have you seen this? J.K. Rowling sucks. I hate her. I hate her so much. Harry Potter is stupid. Trans rights are human rights. And I'm sure I could say a lot more. But instead, I'll take this time to show that I just don't care. Because I feel like no matter what I say, no one's ever going to listen to me. Everyone's just going to... Oh, fudge. Oh. I had a speech, but I don't care anymore. I'm gonna go throw up. My Bacardi. Oh, it burns. I'm gonna die.